We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car, and this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine, and maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobil 1.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Dunes, rocks, even ranks. The Bronco Raptor, Rocket League Edition.
Top-tier trios come and go, but something about Falcons almost seems eternal. They could rise from the ashes, but first they'd have to be burned, and however close to the sun these guys fly, that just ain't happening.
It's into the corner.
9 regional wins out of 9 says it all. Grand finals from the upper bracket at their first international LAN together somehow says even more. Even among this majestic region of mechanical tricksters, Falcons fly alone.
Come on. Just trying to launch O'Callaghan downfield, who hasn't done a lot of scoring.
In their first full season, an impressive nest egg is already growing. Maybe, just maybe, their post-world spoils will line its edges with glints of gold.
Many thought the color was blue, but Furia was seen red. 4-1, they put away Carmine Corp, knocking them to a lower bracket here.
Huge performance coming out from the boys. T-Base still underrated?
Underrated? Who's underrated?
Furia still underrated? Oh, sorry, overrated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reason after a win. I need to see
more. Guys, get the camera on me.
No, because yeah, all the gas was about Yan, right? But we saw something from Carter and Kyle that series. I even brought it down before the death. I said Itachi and Noli, if it's going to come down between those two on both sides, it's not going to be the superstars. And to give Furia credit, their core players, they showed up. But they could do a little bit more on offense, in my opinion.
You spoke about the Astral versus Yan. Astral getting 0 goals and only 2 assists in that series. So maybe it was down to the superstar on K-Corp not quite showing the performance we expect. But as you mentioned, Furia as a full unit are getting stronger and stronger. They keep getting further and further through tournaments. And right now, this is the hottest we've seen them in the 3v2.
And the change-up between London to here with Carmine Corp taking them down twice in London proves how much effective Gamers 8 was, how at least mentally it was for Furia. Card stepping up at Gamers 8. He does it again. Yan doesn't need to do all the work because they play as a team.
Interesting. I believe I believe that Furia in this series, that's one of the best Furia teams I've ever played. Top down. Usually it's the Yan show and Carter and Kyle fill in, but now it felt like all 3 of them were playing their game. Yan kind of sat back on defense, man. A whole bunch of clutch saves, and they kept sucking K-Corp in. K-Corp had all the pressure, but then absolutely nothing. It was great saves on defense, great composure, and then ran counterattack, take advantage. And if they keep playing like that, they got a shot against G2 tomorrow.
I will say, I think Noli in offense, especially in his supporting roles, looked very hot this series. If there was one thing that I felt like was consistent from K-Corp from the wild card, was that for them.
Yeah, and he was setting up Itachi, and Itachi was finishing well. Some of the best in that series were from Itachi. Quite close range, powerful towards the net, good placement. But at the end of the day, they kept a lot of pressure on, but it was held out by Furia. It wasn't breaking them down enough. It was too creative without the taking players out of the game.
That was where their goals came from. There was a pass to Itachi. That was every single goal. They were taking him very close. there was no real slow play coming out from Nolly. Astral, I think, was actually having a mechanical issues throughout that. He was missing some play.
Well, we'll get to see Carmine Corp again a little bit later on as we take a look at Group B and how it stands after the conclusion of 3 matches here. Furia advanced to face off against G2 Esports. I believe that match is happening tomorrow, so make sure you hit that follow button. Optic will take on K-Corp in the lower quarterfinals, and right now the club is waiting to find out who they're playing in this matchup. Falcons versus Dignitas. First time we're seeing Falcons here at the World Championship.
Any 1v1 players at home will be watching this thinking, I'd love to see this over and over again in a 1v1 setting, but no, we're going to be here in 3s. Ahmad TRK and a Khaled going to be taking on apparently Jack, Scrub Killer, and Jorias. All 1v1 heroes in their own right, but starting to make a name as 3s rosters here on the world stage.
We spoke about Jan being a contender for top of the world, TRK contender for top of the world, and at one point this season, Jorias was in contender for the top of the world, and he's far-fetched from that now, but maybe he can take that mantle once again.
Don't forget about my boy Ahmed.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many players we can talk about. That debate I don't think we're going to settle anytime soon, but many fans have been waiting to see them on the stage. They're finally here. It's the Falcons.
بطولة العالم هدف أي لاعب موجود باللعبة وهي المرحلة الأخيرة من الموسم فالكل متحمس. البطولة هذه أهم شيء موجود لأن المرحلة الأخيرة من البطولة. الفوز بالبطولة ما في أحد جاي هنا ما يبي يكسب. أقدر أحقق أهدافي إذا ركزت على نفسي وركزت على فريقي واشتغلنا على بعض ودربنا وأعطينا وقت اللعبة. أعطينا نفسنا وقت نتمرن وحنا جاهزين للبطولة.
Gone up against. It seems like they can get 2 for 1s more often. It seems like they can go past 2 players. And Falcons, can they get 1 though? Ahmad! An irritable demo. That's what you like to see if you're a Falcons fan.
قد قلتها قبل أن كل واحد متمكن فرديا من فريقنا وطبيعي كل الناس بتخاف.
Keeps the pressure on. He's stuck against Ahmad, who is actually around to help TRK out. He's got past 1.
Falcons are here.
Bates, I'm impressed by how every answer it seemed like he had for those questions was, we're going to work hard and we're going to be better.
I mean, is there anything else less to say? Fall, played with Senzo, finished top 4. Didn't make Winter Major, didn't matter. We went to Spring, finished top 2. Went to Gamers 8, finished top 4.
Yeah. And they were disappointed. That's what I like. So motivated.
Everything they do, everything they have touched, 9 for 9 in regionals in the MENA region. 9? They are an exceptional roster filled with nothing but mechanics, and they have the young man right there. Dragon, take it away.
One of the best players in the world right now. Top of every leaderboard in ranked. For anyone who's got the game at home, check it now. Might have lost the number 1 spot.
Everybody overtook him just after that tweet.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 1v1 hero, 2v2 hero, 3v3. These guys are trying to etch their name in history to one of the best rosters of all time. They had to wait for this moment for so long, but finally they're now able to compete in that world stage.
Speaking of history, Khaled's been a lot of MENA history in the 1s scene. He came through the first time for his first event in that last one. They came second, and there is a lot of mystery and magic around that second position. So many teams have won a world championship after coming second at the last.
Well, they're looking strong right now, and we've talked about today, you know, the teams that had experience on the stage from the wild card. One of those teams that made a quick exit out of there in the going as fast as they could. It was Dignitas.
The feeling's pretty good. We've had a lot of like ups and downs, but we just gotta forget about the past. It all comes down to now. Feels great to make it to the wild card. The real challenge begins now, so let's pop off. I do think we have an advantage on teams that didn't play in the wild card because we've already had all these games that we've played, and we've got the momentum, most importantly.
Rebound, turning on it to Sonics. Can't get there in time. Apparently Jack all on his own. Apparently Jack with the solo play. That was all apparently Jack.
Well, this is super important because everything that we've been working towards for the past 12 months leads up to this. This is everything for us.
Double tap pass out. Apparently Jack was jostled by his Sonics, and Jorias getting up in the air, getting the redirect.
The reason teams should fear us is we're mechanical gods. 1v1 gods, like defense is crazy, the pass and play is crazy, we're really fast, and we're dangerous. To all the fans at home watching and in the stadium, thank you so much for supporting us. You keep us going through the hard times, the good times, but we love you. Absolutely, we're here to win. We can expect the boys to do the greatest performance of our lives. Bring it on.
Okay, I have a problem here, Yummy, because Scrub said that Dignitas is the boys, but CJ says that Renegades are the boys. There can only be one team that's the boys here.
Well, the Renegades hashtag is, yeah, the boys. But these guys can just take the regular boys.
Okay.
But what a great team. The performance coming out after such a bad split, after probably being mentally down and out, is really, really encouraging.
And the first game in the wild card, we're all thinking, oh, here we go, Dignitas, same form as usual, but they seem to have this epiphany moment where everything came back together and Dignitas looked like former selves.
And it only takes about 10 seconds of talking to Scrub Killer before he reminds you that he is a world championship player. Not a major player, not an onliner, he's a world champion.
Not only that, the youngest ever world champion, winning in his first season where he went to the world championship and then coming to the final and the next one afterwards. He has always been a player to step up on the world championship stage. Joris, though, he's a player we've seen on LAN and play the best we've seen of any player at the time. Full major, looked like the best in the world. Now we've got to start seeing those performances come out here at the World Championship.
We saw a flash of that form, a flash, just a smidgen.
Oh, yeah.
Against SSG in the wild card last Saturday, I believe. I don't know how many days we've been here so far, but we saw a flash today, returned to that form, and they've been on their game. Abjack, I've been talking about it the whole entire time. Dignitas, they've been getting in at like 8 a.m. before everybody else. They've won it, and they're taking it game by game. It's an interesting approach. They don't necessarily come in with the best game plan, but they come in and they execute it. And you hear Scrub say, one mechanical guy, we can pass, we can shoot, we can do everything. So apparently they're the perfect team competition, the perfect competition of players.
Come on. That's what Falcons could do. All the things he listed are exactly what Falcons are known for. Mechanical gods, 1v1 gods, and do all the things, the basics of Rocket League well.
One, does that mean that Dignitas has met their match? I mean, we've talked about, the value of getting to play on the stage, being familiar with this environment. The wildcard teams are going to have momentum coming in. Not today. The top 8 teams have swept the matches so far. So as we get ready for the match, let's find out what you guys think about it at home. Use the Verizon fan vote, hashtag FLCN, hashtag DIG, depending on which way you're feeling on that one here. I'll start things off. We always go this,
this way.
We'll go this way this time. I think that the fact that the Falcons are coming from that upper bracket, I think the fact that we're talking about, or not from the upper bracket, they're the top 8s. They didn't have to play through that wild card. And the fact that we just mentioned everything that Dignitas does, they can do better. I think I'm going with the Falcons on this one.
There was a time in Rocket League, there was a time when Dignitas would be the clear favorite here, no question. That was in the fall, I believe. But now, Senzo's gone. Senzo's a great player. I love Senzo, but they added TRK, arguably one of the best in the game. Falcons all the way from me personally. They high flyers, Dignitas, they got a lot to overcome. But I still think it's actually pretty dang close. I'm going to go 4-3 in comparison to everybody else.
Bit of history here with the first time Falcons really made the main big stage, which was all the way back in the European Invitational. They got taken down to the grand final by Dignitas. But not today. Falcons going all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to predict the team that I think is going to win, and Falcons are the logical team.
Wow.
I mean, of all the teams today, Dignitas could take it, but I think Falcons are the favorites.
Every time we have predicted all one way, it's gone the other one. We'll see what happens. How does Chat feel about it?
Sorry, that's because you went NRG over
we don't need to talk about it. So, anyways, Falcons going to be the fan favorites in chat as well. Let's get down to the stage for the last match of the Group B action here we've had for you today in Dickey's Arena. In the blue, the Falcons. In the orange, it's Dignitas. Let's get down to Verizon Skybox for the final match of the day.
Thank you very much, Wavepunk, and it is 2 teams that came through the ranks together. We have a bunch of players over on Dignitas that waited for their opportunity, waited until they were old enough to play in the RLCS, and we have the Falcons that simply waited for their chance to even compete as a region, Johnny.
What a perfect stadium for the 2 teams to take to the field against one another. Like the Nest said, a matchup full of 1v1 gods, and we are on the famous 1v1 map, Minefield Night. We're going to rotate through a whole bunch more. And when the last time these 2 teams played, Falcons started off overextending just a little bit, and Dignitas did counter that. They had an early lead. Falcons were able to come back, really batter the Dignitas defense. There's almost an early goal from looked like a bit of a pinch, bit of a 50-50.
Oh, Ahmad waiting down the opposite side of the field for a redirect. See if you've seen that one before, earlier on in this season. Falcons, it has been peaking at the best possible time. Grand finals up against Moist Esports over at London. Top 4 over at Gamers 8. And yet they're still never happy. They want to go that extra step.
Yeah.
As for Dignitas, a lot of people that'll be watching this, Dignitas is a name that is synonymous with Rocket League. As Khaled keeps the first play out, the second one, no chance.
1-0 Dig. Spoke to Jack about this matchup. He says that they know the Falcons' game plan, and he believes that they can beat this team. They know exactly what they've got to do in this matchup. They know the Falcons are going to come at them. They're going to come at them fast. They have to be ready. They have to make key touches in high-pressure moments. It was a team play of Dignitas really elevated from anything else we'd seen before this season, as already a miss comes through from both teams. Khaled not able to get the rebound after the defensive whiff from Dig.
Jack will be the player with a lot of eyes on him as well, because as good as he has been online, he has struggled to replicate that in the big tournaments. You can do it here. That will be such a push for Dignitas to getting the results that they feel like they deserve. Jorius with Jack in support, going to go forward, looking for some bumps, but TRK. We want to talk about players that made names for themselves. TRK came known of this trio, now right up there for the claim of being the best of all three of them.
Yeah, everybody's got this guy in their top 3 right now worldwide, no matter where you're from. It's an unbelievable run of form, both online and at the London Major. Dignitas at the moment are countering the triple threat from Falcons. Falcons are trying to get that third man involved in attacks, creating realistic chances for him. Dig know that that's going to happen. They've managed their boost exceptionally well, so they're ready to burst into those 50-50s, burst into those intercepting positions when they're called upon.
Dignitas with at least on the goal line defending, you will find no better trio. It's been on the transition, on the game plan that they have been caught out in previous tournaments. But once again, it is apparently Jack. He has got Jorius on the far side of the field. It's not going to be able to get it over to him. Dignitas. Exactly the start they wanted. Nullifying Falcons. Maybe not for too much longer, though. TRK wants to try and find Ahmad, who didn't jump. Khaled just tasked by himself. Get rid of it. Jorius, reset. Can he go past 2? He's got past 1, but TRK happy just to sweep up. But in terms of game plans, Johnny, Dignitas have got the right ideas.
Yeah, Falcons definitely look pretty fast to the ball, but Dignitas are not letting them beat them to the punch consistently. Even if one Falcons player beats his man, the second Dig player's ready. That could be a testing shot. It is, and it's in for apparently Jack.
Just hit it really hard. Infield, Khaled.
No boost.
Yeah, just had no chance. Fantastic placement, however, from apparently Jack. He is the one that you want to get started in this first game. If you can put 2 goals on any player,
yeah,
he is the one, because once he gets up and running, we can start seeing that apparently Jack that we have been waiting all season to see at this level of play.
Oh, that's a great pass. Jack will be able to get back to this. He's only able to get it into the backboard, though. No follow-up comes through immediately. Ahmad closes down Jorius. Boost is completely ran out for Falcons here. They're in a world of trouble. Could easily be 3. Nearly was.
Off the wall. TRK can't beat Jorius to the ball. Dignitas setting up the barrage of offense. Apparently Jack, he has come to play today. Back down again. TRK wants to get rid of it. Nobody in the midfield able to take over from him. Instead, apparently Jack, early jump. Needs some help from the rest of the team now. That is... I think Jorius wanted it, but also ended up setting up on the tee. Apparently Jack moves in, takes over. Can't quite see the ball away from the rest of the side of the field as we go backboard. That's a bouncing shot. Jorius happy to get rid of it. Now tasked with following it up and ending the game. And it looks like he's done exactly that.
Dignitas simply striking the ball with more venom. Jorius puts absolutely everything through that. And an awkwardly positioned last man, unable to get a good touch to clear the danger. Great defense from Dignitas to deny Falcons. Even though Falcons look like they've played this one pretty well in terms of creating chances, Dignitas have been ready for every single one of them.
There hasn't been that moment from Falcons that makes us and the rest of the audience just go, okay, that's the one for them. This might actually be it, and there you go.
There it is.
Ask, and they shall deliver.
Yeah, it's a bit of a Bit of a disaster there for Dignitas as Jack and Joy is both queued up in the near post. Probably expecting the ball to take more of a scenic route towards the net, but just immediately infield. Left no possible response. Falcons still with a lot of work to do. That's going to be one back straight away. Scrub just able to get there, but that was almost a massive blunder by Dignitas.
And it's not the first time that we have seen this from European teams in this tournament. Yesterday, Stemper and Endpoint had a whole bunch of them. Now back down to Khaled. Sets up, couldn't go for the hook shots. But it is Falcons. Pressing, probing, maybe scoring. Third man beats the ball. Oh, Khaled has to watch it go to the opposite side of the field. Time has run out. The Falcons had a good go at it, but Dignitas have got game one.
A flurry at the end there from Falcons made Dignitas sweat just a little. Like we mentioned at the start of this game, the plan looks solid for Dignitas. They've really figured it out at the end of the wildcard event, put it all together, and they're now taking that form to the main stage. All of the wildcard teams have lost today against the main event competitors. Dignitas are trying to put an end to that streak.
What a team to do it against as well. Falcons having good ideas of their own. I can't really criticize what they were trying to do, but they are against a team that probably knows them better than anybody else out there. The amount of times you will be able to see, apparently, Jack, Jorius, O'Khaled, Ahmad out there, 1v1, 2v2, all of these game modes where they played together, they created their play styles, and they developed in the same bubble. If there was a matchup that you didn't want to face up against, it is the one against the people that know you best.
Yeah, and I think Dignitas are well equipped to deal with the 1v1 threats that Falcons have. They've got brilliant solo creativity from all three players. They know how to control the ball, they know how to accelerate the ball, they know how to put the ball into dangerous positions, but Dignitas likewise are extremely good at handling that. For them, the question has never been about mechanics, it's never been about potential. It's always been about execution under pressure. So far, so good. But at the end of that game, they did start to get outplayed a little bit. Falcons created a lot of chances in that final minute. They are going to need to be careful. At the other end of the field, Falcons have to watch out for that boost finger. I think a couple of goals Khaled ended up completely boost starved on, and that just makes the saves a ton harder. Over to Aquadome we go. See if Dignitas can keep up their wildcard farm.
And it was form that they really found after that loss against Optic that they would have been very upset about, because that was not the Dignitas that you'd want to see. It was a lot of people just thinking, okay, same old Dignitas. We've come to a live event and you're going to disappoint us. Not the case over in this one. First game, it was apparently Jack that really stepped up, but do look across the entirety of that trio and you've got so many players that are capable of performing at that level. None more than the one at the very back, Scrub Killer, who has had quite a few seasons where you think, oh, okay, Scrub, he's dropping off, and then you send him to a World Championship, and it's MVP form.
And just look at how many Dignitas players are being hit by a second Dignitas player after the ball goes away from the danger area. They're lurking down the sidelines, making sure to clear the ball towards the sides of the pitch, not straight down the middle, and Falcons are waiting.
Maybe the best shout so far for Falcons is apparently Jack had the wherewithal to make sure that he was there for that one. Still, the pressure mounting. This is the first time Dignitas have knocked down to media to get rid of it. They have done well enough. Keep getting the bodies in the way. Tries for the ground pinch. Ahmad will be thankful just to clear that to the opposite side of the field. Up goes TRK. Reset. Dares anybody to challenge him?
Oh! 1v3. TRK took to the sky against the entire Dignitas team and punched it through all of them. Somebody's got to go for that ball. When TRK is threatening a reset, you best be going for the ball. You can't give him the mind game. You do. You can see what he can do. He can shoot that high, he can shoot it low, he can shoot it fast, he can shoot it slow. He has full control, and he's put Falcons in front.
It was a deer in the headlights moment for Dignitas. They saw the truck coming towards them. TRK wanted none of it. Now apparently Jack, first touch, leaves a lot to be desired, realizes that he needs some help from his teammate. Still, as you mentioned towards the end of the last game, Falcons started to put the pieces of the jigsaw together.
Yeah.
Is this the game that starts to really flourish? Apparently Jack bumped, can't play that the way he would have initially liked. But here has been Dignitas's biggest saving grace in our opening 7 minutes. Has been how much power they are generating, although also the 50-50 going their way on the respawn.
Yeah, really nice respawn there from Jarius. They'll be delighted to see the ball coming at him. He's not going to be too happy, however, about Ahmad's second goal for Falcons.
I'm just wondering where everybody's off to here. Scrub Killer, okay.
They all out boost, so I think they knew there's really nothing we could do if Ahmad's got boost. They saw him take off, and they knew that was the end of that defensive play, 2-0.
Dignitas getting crisscrossed up. There's TRK, reset, is it 2 for 2? Yes, it is!
He's only got it done it again, the same game, the same move. I mean, if it doesn't fail the first time, why not go for it again? And apparently Jack with a panic flip. Usually that wouldn't be too big of a deal, but with the way Dignitas have struggled to be consistent on land this season, that is a very worrying sign. They're under pressure here. TRK is playing out of his mind, but you've got to hit the ball. If TRK is flying out with a reset, just ignore him. Just go straight for the ball. At least force him to outplay you.
For a lot of Dignitas fans out there, they will see that flip and just go, oh, not again. Come on. It started so well. Apparently Jack off the wall, trying to keep this pressure up, but it's not happening. Scrub Killer will be by himself temporarily. Apparently Jack now starting to join him as reinforcements. Fast though from Ahmad. Pretty far away from its intended target. Khaled daring the challenge. That's an opportunity. A misflip this time around from apparently Jack. Gets rid. But 3-0. Dignitas have got to make a game of this very soon. Push from Jarius does mean he can control, but this is the push where something has to develop, some sort of wrinkle in this game. Otherwise, Dignitas are starting to look to go next. But right now, it's Falcons that are actually the ones that are pressuring more than Dignitas are. They have taken over the field. Aquadome has belonged to them. Scrub Killer now with his chance. A couple of pressure bumps over on one goalkeeper. Unfortunately, Dignitas, there are 2 more.
Yeah, Falcons have defended a lot better this game. They've really managed their boost well. It's helped them to actually get the ball clear of danger at times that in the first game might have just resulted in a goal from the strong shooting that we had coming out of Dignitas. This was a tough read for Jack. He's done well there to just get the ball, but he didn't get it clear. Dignitas have to iron out those little mistakes that they had. I mean, TRK's scored 2 brilliant goals this game, and I don't think Dignitas defended either one of them as well as they should have. That's what Dignitas will need to improve going into Game 3.
It's one thing to get outplayed. It's another thing to not have a response to start with. And as I'm sure TRK will love the glowing praise that pretty much offers him, that they respect him so much that, hey, I don't want to go for this, maybe you should.
Wow.
What a shot!
Look at the fake as well. Khaled passed it to the sidewall, fakes the redirect himself, and Ahmad dusts Jarius to the ball and sends in a picture-perfect bar-down shot, 4-0. Falcons, massive response here. They had something at the end of Game 1. They've had everything from the start to the finish of Game 2.
I don't want to throw out the phrase unnecessarily good, but that was unnecessarily good, Ahmad. Over the top. Jarius only left him the smallest of gaps to put that one in. Ahmad did exactly that. One-sided as they come, that game. Falcons, all the momentum. After losing game number 1, dismantled Dignitas in game number 2.
Yeah, good vibes on the blue side. Can Dignitas match that? That's such a key component of these moments when you take a big loss like that.
Well, that's the man. That's the man right there. They have not had him. For previous tournaments, you look all the way back to the start of the season, they were kind of flying solo, Dignitas. They brought in what they consider a mentality coach. Mentality coach, gonna have to do his thing.
Yeah, they've just got to tell each other, convince each other that they're going to bounce back from this. If they don't believe it, then it's not going to happen. If they're currently visualizing more goals flying into their net, then I think they're going to manifest that into existence. Like, Falcons are definitely here to play. They had the pace in Game 1, didn't have the boost management. They made a couple of mistakes as a result. Game number 2 is a lot more what we expect to see from Falcons on the world stage, and Dignitas have to elevate their gameplay. That wasn't wildcard dig, that was panicky dig. They're side flipping by accident. They're driving off the line when they shouldn't be. They're not challenging the ball when TRK is up in the air. If they can't start to put these things together, Falcons are going to run away with this.
I do love that you bring up there about the visualization of Dignitas, because they are a team at times that almost don't seem to believe that they are as good as they actually are. They see a team like Falcons play like that and they think, wow, that was really good. But realizing, hey, they are also very capable of plays just as good, if not better. Ahmad now, has he got it? Left for his teammate, Scrub Killer. Pounces on the ball. Falcons looking to continue on where they left off.
Well, Ahmad definitely had that. If he had just a little bit more boost, the reset double tap would have been automatic for him. Ahmad in the Octane today. We had triple Phoenix all the way through London, but he's feeling speedy in his most played car historically. I think if you turned off the nameplates, you can always identify who Ahmad is on the field.
Oh no, Ahmad!
Dignitas have got to start identifying it as well. What is going on in the near post? We've got Scrub there. We've got Jack there as well. Scrub just completely misses. Jack doesn't go. He doesn't want to double commit, but you've got to send someone.
I don't want to harp on something that we literally just talked about.
No, please do.
But, Dig, you're better than that. You know you're better than that. Everyone in this crowd knows that they are better than that. Now it is about bouncing back from what was a catastrophic goal to concede. Might be about to get even worse. Ahmad delays his shot. Scrub Killer sees it away, at least temporarily. Here's apparently Jack, the star player from game one. Needs more of it in game number 2. Jorius up against Ahmad. Wins the pace race. Now to the wall. Good first touch. Wants to go low, but Ahmad wipes out the oncoming danger. Forces Jorius to move on in just to keep the pressure up. This is better here from Dignitas. The first time that they have had territory held for a decent portion of time in quite some moments. But has it gone anywhere? Oh, Jorius, heads up, spotted the danger, got rid of it.
Yeah, that was class from Jorius. He knew that Ahmad was waiting in the middle, took him out of the game, and Ahmad's really starting to be a problem for Dignitas, so they've got to shut him down early, playing as quickly as possible. What a shot that is, somehow saved by Khaled. That was going towards the top corner at pace.
Well, at least Jack's still hitting the ball incredibly cleanly. 3 minutes left here. Dignitas starting to show signs of life. Better than what we had seen in the previous game. Better than what they started off this game with. Now Jorius with Jack. Aims for him. And Falcons just put up the brick wall.
That's well defended to see and to close down that infield pass quickly. Falcons are completely out of boost though. Khaled with a very nice read, but he can't get too much distance on the clear. TRK able to grab a corner pad while all that was happening. Still though, Falcons unable to get a hard clear. It's all Dignitas at the edge of the box. Khaled closes down the infield pass. Follow up from Ahmad. Dignitas circling, searching, just hoping that they can find a way through.
That was wasteful. Bounced off the wall, and Ahmad very thankful to see that. Now it's Falcons' turn, looking to try and double up their lead. Time here for Jorius. The ball not bouncing makes it much more difficult to play in the 1v1. Also, what makes it very difficult to play in the 1v1 is when TRK is trying to trip you up. Jorius on the backboard now. The Jack, pinch, actually replayable.
Look at this.
So many infield bumps. And Ahmad! That was exceptional. Follow-up off the post. Surely it goes in. And Jorius will bundle it over the line.
Yeah, that really should have been in with the first or second try there, but Dignitas just get it past with the last 50-50. They're going for power with their shots today, not so much focusing on the accuracy element, but it is definitely forcing Falcons to panic on the goal line.
It's forcing, it's very rare to say this about Falcons, but bad saves.
Yeah.
On occasion. Falcons are exceptional.
Oh, my.
Oh, apparently Jack misses the open net. I don't think he knew much about it. If you're ever expecting someone to miss the ball, it would be none of the 3 players on the blue side.
Yeah, especially TRK. There's just no way that Jack expected that miss, but could he have stuck around for it just in the off chance that TRK misses? Perhaps. But, yeah, that's the tough one to predict for Jack, and he'll hopefully be getting a better chance than that before the end of the game. TRK tries to go through once again. He sets up Ahmad. No dodge for Ahmad to work with.
Guys just have to dart everywhere at the moment on this pitch. Everyone's going for bumps,
Oh
demos,
my!
but apparently Jack knows nothing but scoring goals.
And once again, TRK just completely out of boost. He got a bit of a bump onto him there, and that's all it took to slow him down, so that he couldn't get back to the goal in time. This is reminiscent of game number 1, where we saw Khaled completely out of boost, forced to make awkward saves. Now TRK with the same thing, so Falcons might be committing a bit too much of their boost to offense, not enough for recovery. I think it will be enough for Ahmad to get back there.
1 minute left here. Falcons down by 1. Can they get their chance? Jorius up against it. Does reasonably well. Dignitas now forced into their own side of the field. Have to avoid demos, have to keep a hold of boost, have to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Otherwise the Falcons will get that goal back. This might be it. Jack narrowly avoids being hit. This is a good opportunity here for Dignitas to escape. They've done exactly that. That's so much time off the clock. Falcons have to put it all back together again, and they're going to do that very quickly. TRK, heavy first touch, can't find the block afterwards.
Yeah, he didn't want to try the double tap from that range, expecting the back wall to be covered. Tried to take control. It's a very difficult thing to do when the ball's moving that quickly.
TRK, has he got options? Khaled to the right of him. Ahmad just in front. Loses the challenge, and Khaled had to avoid Scrub Killer. Huge play off the camera. And now the time has ticked away. Dignitas show something that we haven't seen all season. A bad second game, an awful start to the third, and they still step up and win it.
And they did not have to pop off to do that. They just played consistent Rocket League. That is what this team has needed for the longest time. That's what we've been asking for this team to do for the longest time, is just play consistently. Let the talent speak for itself. They've done that as a team. They've really dragged themselves back into this. And they could have easily had more at the end there. In fact, Falcons are reeling from the pressure, starting to struggle with their boost. And like you mentioned, to come back from that kind of deficit early, that speaks to how well Dignitas are performing mentally compared to what we've become used to on LAN.
It feels nice to not be suffering from deja vu. Something new here from Dignitas. Now let's see whether or not they can go ahead and win this series, because despite how bad the previous game was, they are now in the driver's seat. 2-1 in games. And I want to really give a massive shout out to Scrub Killer the way he played, because he was the linchpin defensively. Every time Falcons tried to escape their own side of the field, Scrub bought time, he slowed the play down, he got Jack and Jorius back into position. Scrub Killer, as always, as he will tell anybody else, World Championship form.
He's the one who made the big mistake to start off that game as well, so to bounce back from an early blunder, which just gifted Ahmad a goal, and then put up 5 saves and just be a rocket defense. That's why Scrub is a former world champion, 2-time world championship finalist, looking to go the distance again.
Scrub was an overtime away from coming into this tournament as a reigning champion. Would love to try and change that narrative, become a 2-time champion. He's got the entourage to do it. As for Falcons, now would be the time to get that first place. Going low on the challenge, TRK just commands so much respect every time he's up into the air. Nobody from Dignitas really knows what to do. They're waiting to see what he is going to be capable of doing. Falcons starting this off in a good position. Apparently Jack, his turn to try and find a way out. That doesn't work. Scrub Killer, his turn to try and find a way out. That doesn't work. Jorius, it looks like it's up to you.
They're quite happy here though, Dignitas. I think this is what they want. They want Falcons to overextend, keep using all of their boosts in positions like this, and then hit them on the counter, but this one is going to be briefly defended by Falcons. You see that they did run out of boost while doing that. So again, seems to be the same weakness for Falcons that we've seen in games 1 and 3. They're overcommitting, not necessarily with positioning, which is, by the way, what Dignitas have just done. Oh, Falcons might have let their boost run out a couple times, but suddenly, off of 50-50, Khaled is a long shot. No one's back.
Did you just speak that into existence?
I don't think so.
Dignitas had like a split second of not being in their own side of the field and got way too excited about that fact.
Are you saying that this is scripted, Shogun?
I would never imply something like that on air.
Yeah, only behind the scenes, of course. But Dignitas came back from 1 goal down in game number 3. I think they're going to be just fine here, knowing that that was just a 50-50 into a long shot, which just came at the worst possible time. Yes, they could have stayed a bit further apart on the field to cover more angles, but not a mistake that they need to be all that concerned about. What they should be concerned about is keeping TRK on lock. And again, they just go straight for the ball. So 2 times this game, TRK's tried to get a reset. Dignitas, just ignore him, hit the ball. If he's not going to start air dribbling over them, they're going to keep doing that.
Good challenge win. Apparently Jack can't find Ahmad's car. It's really become just a tussle in the midfield. Trying to find these bumps. Here is Ahmad. Reset over the top.
Oh.
Didn't land in time. But that is the threat, and it is a threat that Dignitas have happily been taking.
Oh my.
You want to talk about consistent Rocket League? Scrub Killer has provided it. And once again, Johnny, it is not world-beating offense. It is just being there, right place, right time. Dem off the ball certainly helps.
Yeah, TRK did not take control in the back corner, just lost control of the ball. And the demo landed on Khaled at the same time. That's all Dignitas needed, just one easy demo off the ball and for a slight mistake from Falcons. So they're there to punish these plays. If Falcons aren't playing perfectly, they've only played really one perfect game this series, and Dignitas won the other 2.
It does look like Falcons have been forced to reset and refigure out this Dignitas squad. Big swing game here. Falcons can either tie this up or they have got to win 3 in a row. Ball up high. TRK back down to Khaled. Well read by Scrub Killer. Just parked the car. Knew exactly where that ball was going to end up going. Jorius. No angle for him to work with, but that is the same position Falcons lost the ball in the control earlier on today. Dignitas are just shuffling them into their own corner.
Well done.
And there again, an overcommit, losing possession, losing territory. Kind of important there that TRK did manage to scramble for the 100 boost. Just dissuades Dignitas from moving forward anymore. Backboard. This has been a rare sight, though, from Falcons. They've not gone there too often. Apparently, Jack avoids being demoed. Make sure he gets contact after the fact. Falcons still hunting, though, for those infield passes, for those demos. Dignitas need to keep their head on a swivel.
Yeah, they really do, and I think there will be a switch up from TRK, especially after being shut down on 2 consecutive flip reset plays this game. Likely to see more simple air dribbling from him. Dignitas need to be ready for that change up when it comes their way. They're also just going to need to look out for those half chances when Falcons run out of boost. It just keeps happening, so Dignitas will have opportunities this game. Just a matter of when defense can continue to perform and hold on until that happens. At the moment, they're doing a great job. Every time the ball's bouncing off the back, they're not stuck stationary, they're advancing. I didn't want to spam the train dash there, just a couple of individual ones, and that didn't give him enough pace to get to the ball.
TRK back to apparently Jack. That's not the catch he was after. Now TRK can become the target man. Are we going to go backboard? Are we ever? TRK's first touch does let him down. Moving in, Scrub Killer. Going to keep chasing us up. Jorius ends up moving in. Going to keep going here. That's a good challenge for him.
Oh, that's fun.
As Khaled and, yeah, the recently respawning player getting each other's way. Dignitas might have the better shot as we enter the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, Dignitas definitely in a great position here. TRK is playing with low boost at the back post. Ahmad has to stall for time, and TRK's in the net there. Dignitas unable to get the ball into the middle, and overtime we go. Dig just 1 goal away from triple match point against Falcons.
Oh, TRK doesn't quite work out. Jorius palms the ball over the top of the net. Good leave. Jorius avoids getting down as well.
My.
He's taking on everybody as Jorius dares Khaled to move in towards him, and Khaled just delayed it. He's now got the reinforcements back. It's become a battle of the transitions at the moment. Ahmad, reset. That's floating, and Scrub Killer delays himself. Realized that Khaled, or Ahmad, I should say, I've been trying to find the bump. It's going to be fine margins here, Johnny, between tied up series and a 3-1. Ahmad once again delays. Dignitas are starting to become more proactive about getting towards those resets.
Oh.
Now we go more direct off the backboard. Ahmad, is that going to be his angle? No, it's not. Apparently Jack too quick.
Yeah, great response from Dignitas. Every mechanical play the Falcons make has an answer, as yet again they deny Falcons in the advance, and they've got plenty boost to counter with. Falcons have almost got none while they attack. This is exactly what Dignitas want, but they have to keep making clutch saves.
Scrub's on no boost, so he leaves it for apparently Jack. Bouncing up, TRK unchallenged for the time being. Midfield given up. Jorius pops the ball over to himself, has got Jack just below him. Should he get over to him?
Huge.
And will be Jack tasked with challenging this upcoming play. Khaled, though, far too tricky. Scrub. Back to TRK. TRK infield. Tamad!
Oh,
no!
That was the best chance. I think Dig did not cover the infield pass this time. They've been reading the majority of what Falcons do, but now the passing is starting to tear them apart again. The post to the rescue of Dignitas.
Just the moment that Dignitas thought they had the answers, Falcons have changed the question. Now will it result in a goal? That one's too high. Jorius, I'll tell you what, Scrub, had full faith in his teammate getting there. Wanted to try and find the pass. But Dignitas have been stuck in their own side of the field for so long. Now look at the boost amounts. It's all up to apparently Jack. Jorius finally gets another 100.
Huge.
They need to get rid of this, and they've got to do it soon. You can see Jorius waiting over on that backboard. TRK dares him! And instead it's Scrub Killer who gets enough contact, gets rid of it. But when will Falcons give up on this play? Might finally be Dignitas' time, or at least temporarily.
The defense from Dignitas has been outstanding. Whether it's a solo play or a team play, they are responding to every single play that Falcons make. And Falcons are really committing a lot to offense. It's putting tons of pressure on Dig. But one small mistake in these positions, and Dig will have an open net across the field. Falcons attacking relentlessly with all three players.
Oh, that's big. TRK with Khaled. Jorius tried to go early, realized that he didn't want to be a sitting duck on the goal line, but now his team is scrambling. Two players gone for Ahmad to finish it!
Oh, my goodness!
What?
We keep going! Dignitas refuse to let Falcons through. The passing has been pristine from the Middle Eastern players, but they just cannot find a way to get the ball between the sticks.
3 minutes. And almost all of it has been Falcons on the offense. Apparently Jack doesn't win it. Scrub Killer also out of position. A miss, but a crucial one just to send the player. Maybe it's TRK. No, it's not this time. Khaled doesn't put it on net. They've run out of players, can't go for the infield pass. Instead, it is Falcons scrambling back because they had run out of boost.
Oh my goodness.
That is a brave man right there.
Dignitas are still hanging on. This is unbelievable to see Falcons be denied for this long. How much is their faith being tested right now that they could keep doing this and eventually get a goal? You think surely, and finally it is! TRK, after almost 4 minutes of non-stop offense, catches Abject lacking and ties up the series.
For the first time, it was a little bit of a lack of faith from Dignitas. Didn't think that Scrub had it covered. In all fairness to him, he was right, but needed to go about the angle just a little bit differently. Dignitas 1, Falcons 2, and 2 each on the series score. I was worried here, Johnny, that one of these teams might end up running away with it. Instead, it is so back and forth.
That game was unreal. Dignitas get an early goal from a Falcons mistake. Falcons tie. And then with just almost 4 minutes of constant offense. I know Dignitas did get the ball into the blue side of the field at some point. Sorry, I stand corrected. Falcons took the lead from a mistake. And then there you see the TRK missed touch. But this from Ahmad, he must have known or must have thought that that was the game right there. He just tries to get it on target safely as possible. Somehow Scrub pre-jumped in to keep the ball out. I'm so impressed with the way both those teams played that game, though, because Dignitas, they've come in here knowing exactly what's going to hit them. They know Falcons are going to relentlessly attack, and they're just trying to survive and catch them on the counter. They nearly made it work there. Falcons were just too good. They didn't leave any openings. They kept recovering perfectly, and Dignitas might have to change the game plan if we see another game like this, because how on earth have Falcons just attacked like this with all three players using all of their boost at the same time at times this game and not conceded? It really is something special.
So we go off to Wasteland. Who is about to lay claim to double match point? Would it be the defensive Dignitas or the high-flying Falcons? Right now, if you ask Ahmad, he chooses himself.
Ahmad is just too quick. Scrub Killer saw TRK coming towards him, thought I might as well jump because he's going to bump me if I don't. And that little bit of pressure play from TRK, forcing Scrub to jump earlier than he would have liked to against the shot that's coming towards him, enabled Ahmad to get the outplay.
Maybe the most Rocket League thing ever, of a 4-minute overtime followed up by a 5-second goal.
poetic, as always. This is tricky from Khaled. I think they're trying to just keep the ball near the Dignitas goal. Oh dear, that's miscommunicated. Ahmad moved off the line as the back pass came towards him.
Who for the first time in CRK's life, he's happy that he was inaccurate. 30 seconds into game number 5. Ahmad! Just get flashes every time he's in that position. He has made a name for being able to play that. Scrub cut off the infield, couldn't find the net.
Yeah, still thunderous strikes from Dignitas whenever they do get the chance.
County Jack does take over. Khaled with Ahmad up in support. Jorius is in no man's land, needs some help, and he does find it. Just made himself big enough for his double commit. No chance of keeping it out.
They just keep going. Dignitas defended for so long against Team Falcons, but Falcons just keep attacking anyway. They didn't doubt themselves. They still don't doubt themselves. It doesn't matter how long you hold on against this team. They still believe that their offense can get through you at some point. This could easily be a third, but Dignitas are still putting in good clears and good interceptions at times here. The pace from Falcons has just not dropped off at all this series.
I'd be curious to see if the scoreline does stay as it currently is. Would Dignitas pull their timeout?
I think so, yeah.
You have access to it. Neither of them have. Ahmad up against Scrub. No real angle to work with, however. You are coming in with that. You at least want to keep the defender guessing as to whether or not the fake is possible. Great touch from TRK. And the jump. Caught it on the second half of the animation. Here's Scrub Killer. Dignitas can make a game of this. They need to start showing some life. Not just goal-scoring opportunities, but just a little bit of territory. As impressive as that defensive display was,
yeah,
it's not going to win you this series.
They do need to spot those passing plays out of defense. Oh my goodness. Forget that. Ahmed's just scored again. I think even he might have surprised himself here, because he's done it all himself. Recovery in the back corner. Probably thought he's getting a 50-50 with Scrub here, but he rolls with the ball and double taps it in for 3-0. But Diggin early in the series were passing the ball very well out of defense. They've continued to defend well, but they're not transitioning well. That's really been lacking. And, you know, that could come down to the, I think, greater amount of pressure the Falcons have put on them. They don't have time to spot that pass. They don't have time to just lurk at the halfway line for even a second. Otherwise, Falcons will find a way through. They might have done so again. It's relentless. Absolutely relentless offense for, I think, now well over 1 5-minute in-game time, if we count the last and this together.
Well, can Dignitas make a game of this? Right now, the answer is a resolute no. But one goal, one spark of magic. Suddenly turn a series like this on its head, and they need that right now. They need one of these highly mechanical players to turn into the talisman. Instead, we have 4 boost over on Scrub Killer. And sheer survival mode for Dignitas, and a survival mode for a team that is currently losing. Apparently Jack, 34 boost. What can he do with it? You turn around. The ball cam went onto a Cal and you went, oh, that's not looking great.
Yeah, you can see the Falcons really do believe in their strategy here. Dignitas might have to go back to the drawing board if they can't find a way through. Falcons might have made mistakes in games 1, 2, and 4. I think it was 1, 3, and 4, sorry, but the other 2 games that they've won have been flawless. They've crushed it on Acrodome, they've crushed it on Wasteland. This is a worrying sign for Dig. If Falcons were to drop off their level at all today, I think this would work. I think what Dignitas are doing would work. Oh, that's a ridiculous double reset by Scrub Killer there. And it's just too little too late. They're getting up close and personal. Even that's only producing half a chance.
Yeah, the original idea from Dignitas, you can't fault it really. Test whether or not Falcons are going to be up to 4 men for the start. It was working as Scrub Killer tries to flex the mechanical muscle. Their win came off a couple of mispositioned plays from Falcons, but it's gone away now. They have figured it out. 1 minute left. Scrub Killer, if he's going to make this happen, he needs to score from this play. Just swarmed the moment he thought he had a shot.
Yeah, Falcons are just surviving here. You know, Dignitas probably should have scored in the last minute or so, but if that's all that they've got to write home about from this game, it's simply not enough, as Falcons have created a world of scary chances for Dignitas to have to defend against. And I don't think we might see, you know, one more game from Dignitas playing this strategy, but to see 2 in a row is very hard for them to do here. Falcons have upped their level of consistency, playing with composure. I mean, simply the fact that they played 4 minutes of non-stop offense in overtime and they didn't make any big blunders, I think that should be a sign for Dignitas to switch it up a little bit here. They need to go and fight for that midfield a bit more. Sitting back in the corner, it was their game plan. They were going to try and counter-attack Falcons here, but it hasn't worked, and yeah, they will have to switch something up. I'd be very surprised if they do not call a tactical timeout.
Going back to what Falcons did change, though, Johnny, it's been rather impressive because they were almost caught in the same way both times, trying to play it in the Dignitas corner and just getting a little bit frustrated, bouncing the ball out, and hey, that's just as much Dignitas as it is Falcons. They have no claim to it. We're not seeing that anymore. Falcons are doing a good job of making sure that if the ball is bouncing, they've got a player with it the entire time around. It is no power clear opportunity for Dignitas. There's not a moment where you're thinking, there's the half volley, there's the chance to get out for free. And we finally get the call in. Dignitas are going to take their time out. They have to win 2 in a row here, Johnny. They've been up against it for nearly 9 minutes of total offense against them. They now need 10 minutes of their own Rocket League to step up to the same level.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to produce this, but, you know, timeouts have worked many times in the past. I think Dignitas they're not a one-trick pony here in this matchup. I think they've come in with a game plan, hoping to catch Falcons a little bit flat, maybe a little bit nervous for the first stage game. But if there were any nerves early on in the series, they're clearly gone. Falcons are here to play, and now it's time for Dignitas to try and fight fire with fire. We've seen Moist do it in London. It can work. Dignitas definitely rate themselves as mechanical players in offense. It's going to be interesting if that's what they decide to do, to bring the defensive line further forward, start to challenge Falcons further up the field. It's a tough task. It's doable, but I think it's the only way that they've got to come back here.
Suddenly the storylines would start to write themselves if we did go over to Game 7, because Falcons have struggled in the high priority Game 7. That is amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, there you go. That is one of the coolest things I have seen. Back to the series. I don't know if I can get back to the series after that.
Do you remember what you were talking about?
Oh, I absolutely do. Because it's always Game 7, mate. I'm always ready to talk about Game 7 because we do look at Falcons, and as good as they have been in Game 7s, they've started to struggle a little bit over the past few months. They had the high priority one up against Moist. They lost that, ended up getting beat 4-0 in the bracket reset series. You go to Gamers 8, they lost 4-3 up against Fioria. That Game 7 doesn't agree with Falcons.
Yeah, it just depends what kind of pressure Falcons are feeling, because clearly in the grand final pressure and in that semi-final pressure it created Gamers 8, Falcons were feeling a ton of pressure on them. They weren't able to execute their plays the way that they are right now. But earlier on in the same event where they lost in Game 7 in Moist, they took down V1 in Game 7, they took down Space Station in Game 7. They've managed to shrug off teams coming back against them before in this kind of part of a tournament. So I'm not at all worried about that for Falcons at the moment. This is really just a matter of whether Dignitas can step up to the task that they've got right now. As overall today, I think they've looked pretty good. I think they could be very happy with how they've played this. The plan just doesn't seem to be working against how well Falcons are playing.
But now need to take this series to the Falcons. Letting Falcons play and waiting for a mistake, that's out the window now. That does not work. There is O'Khalid, starting off Falcons exactly where they ended the past 2 games, in full pressure. Ahmad takes his time, sees TRK on the wall. Will TRK pass it off to another player? No, there we go! Dignitas stood still and dumbfounded by the brilliance of Ahmad.
Well, do you remember earlier on in the series, you'd see TRK in these kind of positions, receiving downfield passes, trying to air dribble out of them, trying to go backboard out of them. No, this time he just sends it into the ceiling because he knows that's going to be where Ahmad is, and he also knows that Dignitas are likely to be expecting a TRK solo play. They started to shut them down. That's not what he's doing anymore. It's all Ahmad. Another goal for the OG, the godfather of Saudi Arabian Rocket League.
404, Dignitas' chance is not found at all in game number 6. Falcons decide to do away with the timeout buff. And now Dignitas are going to have to start writing their own name into folklore if they are to turn this one back around, win this game, send us to Game 7 and beat the Falcons there. It needs a monumental effort from all of their players. Jorius, unneeded! Flip reset, but Ahmad had it covered.
Yeah, that's a great touch by Ahmad. Really no follow-up available for Dignitas, at least not immediately. And now Falcons starting to run out of boost. Ahmad just threw himself at that one. Now he's trying to mind game Scrub off the ball. Manages to create some space for himself, but a slight touch from Scrub brings Zapjack into the play. And what have Dignitas got when it comes to creativity? What have they got when it comes to firepower and offense? Their striking has looked powerful today, but creativity and synergy in the final third has been a world of difference between these two teams.
Jorius delays. Khaled just refused to blink, refused to even budge. The arcade on the transition. Has he got anyone midfield? Oh, there he is. It's Ahmad again. Followed up from Khaled. Realized the first time shot was none. Instead, tried to go from the backboard. That was well positioned there from Dignitas, avoiding the 3-goal deficit. But they can't afford to get stuck here again. Falcons have set up camp in the Dignitas side of the field for the vast majority of this series. Dignitas needs to shoo them away. Get back into the other side of the field. Jorius, low boost. Has he squeezed it in? Has he ever?
That's an unbelievably good read by Jorius of the situation. He knows that Khaled is in front of him, but I think he's also predicted correctly that Khaled is either on low boost or low boost. That's why he slows the ball down, doesn't want to rocket towards the backboard where Khaled is, just slots it right past him in those low boost positions. You know, Falcons and indeed Khaled has been awkward throughout the series, so that's another pick-up goal for Dignitas. Clinical. Khaled with a key deflection on that clear to deny what would have been a follow-up shot from close range.
It's important for Dignitas as well, just to stop the momentum of Falcons. Just took the 3 games that they did win, as that is a good challenge. Khaled drops it back down, heads up play.
Oh.
And Scrub Killer realized that that's where the goal was, on his left-hand side. The Falcons did run away in 2 of their 3 wins. Arguably, they even ran away in that 3rd win in the overtime. That's how controlled they were. During those 4 minutes. The Scrub Killer, once again, caught into action. He's got apparently Jack in support. Everybody's getting bumped. TRK.
No boost for Dig, just nothing. They're looking for 12 pads.
Oh, that helps, though. Just the one position. Great positioning to go through the goal. Dignitas reboost. TRK on nothing, but Khaled and Ahmad in a very good position. Here is Khaled. Is he just going to shoot? You might as well. Too much power, and Dignitas back down by 2.
Yeah, it's another careless play by Dignitas. They really don't want to be forcing that ball into the middle. I think Jack maybe had a bit of a mind to win that 50-50 instead of trying to keep the ball exactly where it was. Goal wasn't covered. They did not have anyone ready to intercept the infield. It's kind of an infield 50-50 there by Falcons. Khaled was fully prepared for.
Ahmad, reset. Is it just going to be full style before we get into the game? Dignitas not willing to lie down and accept the loss just yet. Jorius, far too quick. He's got support from Scrub Killer, takes the ball down. Now he's got to try and provide the setup. It's a lot of angles to work with, apparently Jack too far forward. That's not going to be the play that Dignitas is going to get a goal from. Ahmad, he's again just downfield. He doesn't go away, and it forced Scrub to wait. And if that was on target, Scrub would have been scrambling.
Yeah, Ahmad just up in the air, a menace permanently for Dignitas this series. So Jorius has got back to that. He almost got it on target as well. Final minute now. Dig have to score soon if they're going to have a good chance of coming back here. Jack with a double tap into the ceiling, but Ahmad is fully ready for it, and the attack fizzles once again.
45 seconds. They've got the boost. Have they got the magic? Apparently Jack off the wall. Got past one player. Infield to Jorius. Trying to rely on those mechanics now. Falcons are equally aware of the scoreline and the time remaining as Dignitas are. They are loitering in the perfect positions. Khaled narrowly avoids getting Jorius. 19 seconds. Time ticking away. Scrub Killer. Not going to find anybody. The ball is just not setting up for them.
That's going to be game unless Dignitas can counter-attack and do it quickly. And they really just have no momentum to work with. Falcons have been on another level ever since that overtime in Game 4. It has been one-way traffic. Falcons take down Dignitas, who came out of the wild card with all the momentum. Now they're in the lower bracket.
The furious Falcons feast on Dignitas. They will face FaZe Moving on. 1 round to go before they go to the main event and our top 8.
Every main event team takes down every wildcard team today. Furia take down the 3-0 Carmine Corp. Falcons take down the 3-1 Dignitas. G2 take down the 3-2 Optic. Don't forget, of course, show, I think, props to Dignitas for this loss, because it was ugly at the end, but they really brought the best out of Falcons here. I think if this is any other matchup in this round, Dignitas are probably going to be more favorable than they are here. They came in with a good game plan. It seemed to be working, but Falcons just took it to the next level. And that is really a good display of why offense does tend to beat defense in Rocket League. You've got more vision, you've got more boost to work with, you've got more momentum, and you don't have to panic as much with all the high-flying offense coming towards you. So Falcons get it together. They have absolutely shown up in Texas for the World Championship. I think Dignitas have got a little bit more in them. I don't think this is where the story ends for them in this tournament.
Well, Dignitas will be against the club in that lower bracket. They have to win 2 matches in order to make it into our top 8. As for Falcons, that's a World Championship contender team.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day. We knew it coming in. You just want to see it the first time they took to the stage. They took to the stage. They took over the stage. That's how good they were. One question that popped up in the middle of that series, we don't have to worry about it anymore, because despite the fact that some of their players were getting intercepted in fights, the fact that we're maybe getting a little bit too far forward, overcommitting on occasion, it went away.
Yeah.
That is how good they are at just changing on the fly.
Yeah, they've shown levels, and I think that they've learned a lot from their losses. They've learned from that tough loss in the grand final in London, and now they've started to really iron out their mistakes and just try to play with a little bit more consistency. You know, if Falcons play like this, I think they do beat FaZe. You know, I think FaZe played well today. They took down a very tough team in the club. But Falcons, in my opinion, have to be the favorite in that matchup, and one of the favorites for this entire tournament, if they could play the way they did just now.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing even more of that. And is there a player that stood out for you, of all of them that was on the field?
I think out of all the plays we saw today, I would say it has to be, you know, overtime goal. It's not a good goal, but it came eventually. The overtime goal, game 4. That was just the culmination of minutes and minutes of pressure on Dignitas, and eventually a mistake came through. So I think Dig played well. I think that they, like I said, I think they can play against. They can play the club well. They can definitely win that one. They'll probably be a little bit disappointed with their draw.
Chin up from earlier on, is it? Chin up. Not out yet, mate. Not out yet. Every chance.
Carmine Corp, you know, definitely still reeling from their loss to Furia. Furia got the revenge. Dignitas did not. I think we do have Orb ready on the stage with TRK.
That is right. Thank you so much, guys. We are standing here with the winner, TRK. Please give it up. Absolutely. It's a small crowd here, but they are on fire. Quick question. How does that make him feel to hear that? Hear the chants?
ايه احساسك انك سامع الكلام ده كله دلوقتي؟
والله احساس مره جميل ومره ما اصدق الاحساس ده بس.
His feeling is very happy right now and he can't even believe that is happening to him.
Well deserved, well deserved. Let's start talking about the thoughts on the series that we just played.
ايه رأيك في اللعبة اللي انت لعبتها دلوقتي؟ أفكارك ايه؟
افضل لعبة في حياتي، غيرت حياتي.
That's the best game ever and that's it changed his life.
He's giving good answers. Everybody's cheering.
Yeah.
Now, you got second place in London. What's going to make you guys go all the way here at Worlds?
انت وصلت لتاني مكان في لندن، ايه اللي خلاك توصل لغاية هنا بعد كده؟
الاهتمام والحرق وكثرة السكريمات هي اللي خلتني اوصل للمكان.
He was working on himself so much and practicing with his team until he came in here.
Okay. Now, I think we have to end with this. Do you have anything to say to the people here cheering your name, cheering for you guys, everybody cheering at home? Do you have a message for the fans?
عايز تقول أي رسالة للناس اللي بتتفرج عليك دلوقتي أو الناس اللي بتتفرج عليك في البيت، إيه رسالتك اللي هتقولها؟
أحبكم كلكم.
He loves you all, guys.
All right. We're going to thank TRK. Congratulations. Give it up. And we're going to send it back to the desk.
You know, there's almost something refreshing about seeing a player who's still a little bit bashful in front of the microphone. So many of these players have learned how to talk. I've learned how to put on a show here, and it takes me back to the beginning days, Greg, and when everyone was still like wide-eyed at how amazing this experience is. And this is a reminder of just how much more expansive Worlds is this time around.
Yeah, so successful as a player, but of course this is the first Worlds we've been able to see the Middle East region compete in, and you can tell just by the smile on that face how happy he is to be here. And with the gameplay we're seeing, they deserve to be here. One of the strongest teams in the tournament. Dignitas did not play badly at all, but Falcons came out, especially from that Game 4 overtime onwards. They look like the strongest team in the world.
And the thing we know about all the newer teams and the newer regions is how much they care about proving it for themselves, but also for all their friends at home, for O1, who they managed to get here in the first place as well. And they do it over a team that they have a lot of history against, up against Dignitas.
Man, listen. There's something special.
Yeah.
Something special about being able to maintain that much pressure. K-Corp tried to do it. The Falcons had the pressure the whole entire overtime. They had the last minute of regulation in that Game 4, and if they still didn't concede, Ahmed was spectacular. Absolutely dominating. You're talking about a Falcon flying high. Every single time you saw him, he was up in the sky. And Dignitas, as Gregan pointed out, they did not play bad. They played exceptionally. They played anybody else today, I honestly think it might come
I hate to ever admit that I agree with you, but Ahmad has been spectacular. He's really
he's the best offensive player in the world. No question.
Okay, so one thing I will add into there, we were discussing this off camera. Ahmed is an amazing offensive player, but he has got that tendency to sometimes overcommit. And that's my main concern about that team. If they start playing badly, it will come down to that overcommitting.
But did he do it this series?
A few times. When they conceded, it was off the back of him doing a 100 boost play, landing, giving the ball away, and starting an easy counterattack for a 3v2.
I do want to point out, though, that 4-minute overtime, the thing I was most impressed with was the consistency. They held up the pressure, and they didn't say, wow, they're really stopping this. We should figure out something else to do. Let's overcommit for a second and see if that works. They said, no, we know this will work. We'll suffocate you, and eventually it did.
Look, the way they're playing right now is amazing, and they could win the Worlds with that kind of play style. But I do get concerned about playing against a team like a Moist. If they were able to read them in defense, they could start counterattacking and not have the resources to defend. TRK was often on low boost in defense. We've got to watch out for that. So they're not a perfect model yet, but they do look like a top-tier team.
But that's why you have O'Khaled, because he's still making saves that no one else in the world can do right now, and doing it consistently.
Don't say no one else. Vati, Vatira exists, Gorman exists, and other people on the team exist.
No, but I disagree with that. I think Vatira is great in defense as a whole, but O'Khaled's making the best saves.
I'm gonna disregard that. Vati's too great. Too great. I will say that Falcons playing Moist in the London Major Final, I think they learned something about themselves, especially when they got 4-0'd in that second set. They learned that they can't just come straight down the gut and then finish. They have to be more creative. They have to move with more pace. That whole entire set, I understand TRK was lacking in boost sometimes, but that whole set, there's a constant left, right. They were going supersonic the entire time, constantly setting the tone, constantly setting the pace, and that's why they had Dignitas kind of wrapped in a cocoon the whole entire time.
I mean, honestly, you can learn more from those high-stakes losses than from any high-stakes victory, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, for Dignitas on the other side, we're talking about the winning team here and what they can improve on, but of course Dignitas have stuff to improve on, and the main thing is giving away possession. We see it too often from them that they have the ball in their control, they can keep it close, go for a 50-50, pass it to a teammate. Instead, they boom it away and often give the pressure up that they could take on if they carry that ball into the opposition half. And it often comes down to resource management. We talk about boost so much here. If you're low on boost, the instinct is to boom it away. The moment you keep boost, that's when you can take control and start controlling that ball the whole way.
Well, that does conclude the first round of matches here for Group B. Let's take a look at where the group stands, starting with Group A. We saw their gameplay yesterday. A reminder of how that went over there. We saw Moist take down SSG. Semper managed to defeat Endpoint in 7 games. BDS took down the Renegades, and Version 1 swept the defending world champs. So we have these matches as you see them in front of us, those upper semifinals. That's what we're going to be playing tomorrow on the broadcast. So Moist will play Semper, and BDS will play Version 1. Meanwhile, in Group B, this is the matches we just concluded. We saw all those results there on the left, leaving us with G2 versus Furia, FaZe Clan versus Falcons. The other 2 matches we will see played tomorrow. I mean, Bates, there's so many good games. These upper matches are intense.
It's nothing but good games. And at this point in the tournament, you're always going to have a good game, probably even a great game. These are the best teams in the world. You're playing for seeding at this point and also to qualify for the Sunday. You want to win your matchup tomorrow if you're G2, tomorrow if you're Falcons, so you can end up with the 1 seed and the 2 seed, so you don't end up playing a 4 seed. Whoever knows, man, G2 Moist drop down.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule of how those matches are going to go tomorrow. We're going to be starting things off at 11 a.m. Central Time with Moist Esports versus Semper Esports. Got FaZe and Falcons, Furia, G2, version 1, BDS. I mean, Yummy, is there a highlight match tomorrow?
I know Bates continues to say that Furia are overrated, but I want to see if Furia can stand up to G2, if Carmine Corp was just having a bad day, and if Furia really are the real deal. Because G2 are the team that can prove that.
I mean, yeah, that's the closest matchup I see there. I think the other ones you'd put in favor of Moist Falcons and I guess version 1 with recent form on LAN, but again, it's BDS. If they can step up on LAN, and if we can see FaZe Clan find their structure again, and a bit more confidence, then we might see those teams putting up a good match.
I don't know. I think BDS has broken the losing streak.
Oh, most definitely.
And Beast Mode, we still have yet to see him fully turn Beast Mode on, right, in the driver's seat there. So I'm very excited for version 1 versus BDS. All of that's kicking off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. We'll have the pre-show at 10:30 Central if you want to hear some extra thoughts and yelling happening. But gentlemen, that concludes our quarterfinal rounds here. Any final thoughts here before we close out the day?
I mean, the Rocket League is just getting better and better. This year has culminated here into the World Finals where we're seeing the highest level of Rocket League. We've got the best 16 teams. All of them are going to get a chance to play in front of the Dickies Arena, the full-size Dickies Arena. So whatever your favorite team is right now, they're going to have to play the best Rocket League of their life if they want to make it all the way.
And it's the most international tournament we've ever had. We've seen that all the way from the wild cards. And we still have 4 regions all in the upper bracket, so it's going to be exciting.
Simple and plain from me. Offense, get you on the highlight reel.
That's true.
Defense, it's going to win you the championship. I'm talking to you, NRG. I'm talking to you, Pete. Play some defense.
Sending some messages here. Oh man, I'm so excited. I don't know which match to be more excited about. Let me know on Twitter which one you're looking forward to. Thank you so much for watching. For me, for everyone here on the desk, for the other casters in the back, and for the production team that makes this all possible. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you tomorrow for upper bracket action.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
This might not be your car. And this might not be your engine. Maybe this isn't your morning routine. And maybe these aren't your coworkers. Perhaps these aren't your standard driving conditions. Far from it. But this is your oil, which means you're one of us, doesn't it? For serious engines, on and off the track, upgrade to Mobil 1.
The Bronco Raptor was built to climb pretty much anything. Dunes, rocks, even ranks. The Bronco Raptor, Rocket League Edition.